is Djax, and you're watching MTV's Party Zone. Right on.
So here I am on the sofa in the E-Work in Berlin with Miss, I always said Djax, but it's Djax, right?
It's Djax, yeah.
Or should I call you Saskia? No?
Whatever you want.
I don't care, Miss Djax, I quite like that, Miss Djax. So, well, for the viewers, I mean, people should really know who you are, but I'll explain it. This lady runs one of the most admired underground house techno labels, and it's run from Eindhoven, Holland, so fellow countryman of mine, and she's released in the last few years over 200 records.
Not so many,
Not so many?
150.
Well, we like to exaggerate, it sounds better, but a lot anyway. So when the label started, it was kind of more rap, wasn't it? And a band 24K, I mean, how did that switch come then, from there to techno?
It was actually a very fast switch, because the first release was a rap album, and 3 months later I came across very good house tracks and started the sub-label Djax Subbies. So easy.
Was that the music you were into before, or was it like you were open-minded to anything? That just came along?
I'm very open-minded towards dance music, and I really liked house music and rap music.
So what about, it's quite weird because your label, about half the people on there are like from Chicago. Yeah. Where did that come from?
I have this crazy admiration for Chicago, you know. I love Chicago house music, and I went to Chicago and I met a lot of the people there, and you know, it fitted together, you know. I love it.
So is that what you did? You just you admired people from Chicago, said, hey, that's my holiday, and who knows, I may be able to do a little bit of business. Was that how it went?
Actually, yeah, it was only business. It was supposed to be a little bit holiday, but it went a big business trip.
This is the new breed of women. We don't do holidays, we do business.
Only business, strictly business.
Strictly business. Anyway, we're going to have a look at a video of one of the first signings, actually, of the first signing from Chicago. Isn't it My Dear Boy?
It's My Dear Boy, yeah. It's deviant behavior.
She knows it better than I do. Just take over my job, why don't you? Here it is anyway. You and Marusha are basically the two most famous female DJs at the moment, right?
Yeah.
And it's a real kind of male-orientated world. Is that difficult for you? Do you find it a problem?
No, it's absolutely not difficult. I don't know why, but I don't have any difficulties with it. I think it's a lot of fun. I like it.
So and what about your label? Because like even the comic strip with a lot of guns and the music is really heavy. I mean, do you feel that you've got like a lot of, I don't mean that you're a man, but that you've got a lot of masculine kind of energy inside you, a lot of masculine power? Because it's not very feminine and petite, darling, is it?
I like this aggressive approaching, you know, the hardcore approach with guns and everything. I like to do it the hardcore way.
So what about female friends of yours? Are they into it? They go, oh, Saskia, stop it, darling.
No, they like it. They're like, oh, I like what you're doing.
Yeah, that's good. And what about when you DJ? I mean, how do you DJ? Do you DJ for the people, or do you DJ more like people have entered your living room and you're playing and, hi folks, this is what I do?
I try to do as much what I want. But if I really notice that it's getting a little bit too difficult for the people, I give them a little bit more what they want. So I mean, if they like it more hard, I play harder, but my hard style. So
yeah, I tell you, your heart is pretty hard. Her heart is.
How do you know?
Because I heard you play in Belgium, and I have to say, I mean, I'm a little bit more girly. I know. There we go, handbag. But I'm a little bit more girly than that. But I was going to say. And what about what's like your best or your worst DJ experience ever?
Nah, there are a few ones I really like. I had a gig in an old mushroom cave. It was so wicked. You know, where they used to grow mushrooms, not the trippy ones, you know, but the one you can eat, you know. But it was cold, but the atmosphere was brilliant. It was really a dark underground cave. And worst experience is when you play in a club and it's so commercial, the crowd, and that, you know, that nobody's into it, you know, that's shit.
So do you ever get that? Because I heard another female DJ once say this, like the worst DJ experience ever, and she went, when someone came up to me and said, when your boyfriend comes back, can you ask him to play such and such? Because I just don't believe that she's a DJ.
No, that never happened to me. No. Only, you know, that some asshole came up and said, yeah, play some more commercial or whatever. And I say, fuck you, you know, if you hire me, you know, and I play heavy, you know. If you want to have a softie, hire somebody else. So.
Fair enough, straight to the point, this lady. Anyway, gonna watch a video now that you and Marusha featuring both of you. It's the Mayday one.
Yeah. It was very, very good rave. 25,000 people, great.
Must be a good bus. Well, here it is. Yes, you're still watching the Party Zone. I'm still here with Miss Djax and just been making loads of jokes about this rude microphone. We could do loads of fun.
Nice size.
We could do loads of fun things with that. But anyway, about that comic strip thing that you do with your records. I mean, who does it? What's the whole idea behind it? Tell a little bit about it.
It's a guy from Detroit, Alan Oldham. He used to paint for Transmat, legendary label from Derek May. And since '91 he's painting the labels, the sort of illustration on the B-side. And he made 2 comics for me, hardcore comics. And yeah, it's just the whole idea of the label. So I like this hardcore approach again.
So, and I mean, is it going to be a bit like a collector's item? Are you ever going to do like very kind of limited editions of things, like a special little comic with that one, get all of it quick kind of thing?
I think it's going to be collector. I think because limited. It's edition of 3,000, and that stays to 3,000. So.
What about like a whole Miss Djax comic strip, like a proper one, maybe in a dance music magazine? Would that be something you'd like to do?
Yeah, sure. I must ask this guy because, you know, I work with him and he's going to do all the paintings. Always, forever.
Forever and ever. How loyal?
And ever.
And so there's no, I mean, you haven't got to, no, why should you? There's me asking, so you wouldn't think of changing the complete image. Why would she change the image of her label?
Never.
So do you think people are going to start copying it? Because it is a good idea, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a very good idea. Actually, some people try, but it's hard, you know, because they have years to keep up, you know, and it's not, they cannot copy, you know, try, but...
And you've got a good guy doing it. But anyway, enough about that. The videos you want to see.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's Laurent Garnier, Astral Dreams. Laurent is such a good DJ, you know, he's a nice guy, good DJ, perfect, and I love that track. I like Ultramarine, Hooter, Carl Gregg mix. Very nice video clip, special. I like the little elephant in it, made by a very nice guy. You know who you are.
Right, another one?
And the other one is Aphex Twin with On, because Aphex Twin, he's great. He's, you know, he doesn't compromise for anything or anybody. I love that one. Good.
Nice one, so here they are. Still here with Miss Djax. It's really confusing because in between the filming we're talking Dutch and then it's English again.
Yeah.
And it's and it's all very confusing. But anyway, earlier we were talking about this comic strip, and in the comic strip you're often fighting off the majors, you know, you're like defending the underground. And you do that in, you know, real life as well. You've never licensed any of your material to a major though, have you?
Yeah, I license for compilations. So major can license a track for release on a compilation, but not to be on a 12-inch vinyl or whatever. You won't get it.
So what's this whole thing? I mean, what's your pet hate? I mean, why do you hate majors so much?
No, I don't hate them, but I like to go my own way. And I think if you go together with a major, you lose your own thing. You know, I'm very independent, and I like to keep it like that. But I don't hate the majors. It's only I don't think they know what's really going on in the underground scene. You know, they don't have a clue. But how can they? You know, it's just so many people working there just to earn money, not for nothing else.
So you'd never consider something like what happens a lot, of course, is like a dance label that's underneath a big major. You wouldn't consider anything like that?
Never. Because I can manage for 5 years very well on my own, so why should I do that? No.
Why should you fill their pockets? They make enough money.
Exactly. Forget it.
This woman's so stubborn. I think that's kind of Dutch attitude. I quite like that. I'm quite proud of that. I do definitely enjoy that. Anyway, I think we'll be burning trash floor right now for a little bit, but stay tuned because loads more Djax coming your way in your face very soon. Don't move. So, Miss Djax, by the way, I wonder, do you get a lot of like guys trying to be Mr. Djax and like think, hey, look at this woman, or do you scare them off? What do you think?
What do you mean being Mr. Djax? Being with me or
Well, be with you or also trying to be in the label thinking, hey, let me push that girl over a little bit.
You know, I kicked their ass.
I thought so. Could have expected an answer like that.
You know, with these shoes, so, you know, it's real hard.
Can you just zoom in on the shoes, please?
Like that, you know.
I mean, that's major shoes, major shoes. Don't mess with this
They
girl.
kind of flow to the moon, you know, if I kick them with this. So
Kick it for me when people get like nasty and stuff. Anyway, another thing, what about this whole, like the whole 303 sound, the whole acid sound is still really popular, especially with your label. Why do you think that is? Well,
I love it. I always loved it from the beginning and I still love it.
do you think, by the way, because I mean, it's me, like, you know, top psychology, I'm always trying to work things out, and I was thinking, like, why does it really appeal to things? And I was thinking maybe there's young people, they want to rebel against their parents. I mean, it's just a fact of life. And how can you drive your parents up the wall? By a most annoying sound you could ever imagine.
Could be. I think actually, you know, Gabber House is really annoying for parents.
Well, I mean, because I think with like the so-called handbag music in garage, you could have your parents coming down saying, "Oh, actually quite like this," and bop along. And kids don't want that. But with acid, it's like, right, there you go, I like this, and they won't.
It's trendy, it's aggressive. I like it. It's really the ultimate trance, ultimate trip. You don't need drugs with that music.
But anyway, what you're going to request now is not like heavy aggressive, is it?
Nah. Actually, it's two different things. One is Steve Silk Hurley, Jack Your Body, because from Chicago it's a classic. And the other one, listen, Joy Division. Love Will Tear Us Apart, because this used to be my favorite band. You know, I admire that band. You know, it's great. You know, watch that video. It's cool. Kids, you can learn from this.
So do you think that people should, I mean, like, you're a big Joy Division fan, do you think that people should kind of play around with it and take samples from it and maybe do it?
Nah, no samples from nah.
You wouldn't do that?
No. I don't like sampling, actually. I like to make music original, but Joy Division, you know, it's a great thing in the new wave period.
So funny, because I'm sitting here, I already can hear a jungle version in my head. Love will tear us apart again. It wouldn't really go, would it? But anyway, here it is. Enjoy the videos. Yes, I'm still chilling here in Berlin with Miss Djax. Now, about all the acts on the label, what do you think? I mean, what's the big difference between them all?
Big difference. The big difference.
I mean, because
like
like
guys, that's no difference. But actually, there are a few girls. There's one girl from Chicago on the label.
But I mean, because it's very global, your label.
Yeah.
You've got signings from where? From all over, isn't it?
50% from Chicago, and then from Holland, England, Norway, Germany, France.
So, but do you really hear that? I mean, does the sound stay the same over the label? Is it really like you can really say like, oh yeah, that's the one from England, oh that's the one from Chicago, or is it all, does it all kind of blend in?
I can hear what's coming from Chicago and from Detroit, but I don't hear actually the difference between the acts from Europe, because I choose a certain sound. So if a demo comes in from Germany or France, I'm always looking for a certain Djax style. So I think there is a little bit same thing with all the artists from Europe, but Chicago you can definitely hear that's from Chicago.
Yeah, because also, I mean, it may sound a bit weird, but when I look at the English scene, you've got like, you can really feel a difference between music that's on, not all the time, but often you can hear a difference between music that's very kind of white, all done by, by white people, and music that's done by black people. It seems to have much more like oomph to it. Do you feel that also in techno, do you think?
Yeah, I think it's difficult to say if something is black or white, but
it may sound racist, I don't mean that, by the way, not at all. But when I've worked with black people, I've always been like, wow, how do you guys do this straight away? There's this like, just real feel in it, like,
It's more groovy, I agree.
Yeah.
That's one thing I like, that it's groovy, and that's what you hear from the stuff from Chicago. It's really, really groovy, It's cool.
Some mad stuff going on in the background anyway. I think we're just gonna knock it off for a minute. Here's 301 versus 101 and we'll be back in just a sec. Right, it's almost time to say goodbye to Miss Jackson. It's a shame, but on the other hand, it's like we can party now.
We do.
That's the good bit. If it's in a studio and you got to say goodbye, it's like, oh, it's so sad. But now it's like, goodbye, but at least we can go. Sure. So but anyway, about the future, about Djax. I mean, what's all the big new plans and exciting things that are coming up?
I have a nice compilation coming out with the hardcore comic strip from Alan Oldham. And I have my own release coming up, first release on my own label, which is released 6th of December. And a lot of other stuff from all the guys from Djax, future DJ gigs in Japan, Australia. So, nice things.
And by the way, Japan, what's that? Do you know what that market is like at the moment? I mean, are you guys selling records there? Because I know there's like a kind of dance scene going on.
Yeah, it's good there. Yeah, it's a good scene, and they license some stuff from me for compilations, you know. So yeah, they're really into it. They're really into the underground also. Yeah, it's a good market. I've not been there yet. I go there next year for playing, but I know DJs who've been there, and they said it's really, really good.
I've heard it'd be so interesting also to hear what music people are making there, how they interpret the dance music. It'd be quite interesting.
I have an artist from Japan on my label, and it's danceable, not so much. It's really hectic, aggressive trio 3 songs, hectic drum programming, like all that stuff. But that's Japanese style, you know. They have this. I noticed that in all releases coming out of Japan that they are more hectic, you know. I don't know why they like this drum programming.
Probably because they all seem very like polite and very quiet from the outside, but inside they're like, yes, 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 go, go.
I think so, yeah. I think so too.
It must be.
Yeah, they are.
If that's all repressed, it's got to come out one way or another, and it just comes out in music. Great way.
It comes out in music.
And what about any new signings to the label?
I just signed Rhythmic Riot. It was just one release. It's a new signing from Germany. I'm going to do some more stuff with some Chicago folks. They're not new in the business, but they're new in Djax, like DJ Rush. I don't want to have so many new signings. I'm very picky, you know, like just take a few new things and focus on my artist stable around me. So
that's good. By the way, I just want to show this because I really like that thing. I mean, it
CD
just
on LP size. What do you think about that? You know, because actually I don't like CDs because they're so small. I'm a DJ, so CD, what is? So I thought, okay, make CD on LP size.
I like that. I like that. I have to say, it's
a lot of work, you know. I have to glue everything on it. 3,000 copies. Hand work.
Hands glued by Miss Djax herself.
Not only by me.
You should say that it is. People will go and get it.
Me, I do that.
It is. Honest, so get it. Anyway, it was lovely talking to you.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Take a look and.
This one? My own one?
Oh, is that your own one?
Yeah. You know, it says, you know, observe precaution for handling, you know. It's again hardcore. This one. Okay.
Intense stuff, and as we're going to finish with, a very special video. Completely forgot what it was, but it's very good. So here it is, and I'll see you back.
Yeah, it's Robert Omani, Circus Bells.
That was it. You should do my job. Slamming tune, anyway. Oi, get out of the way, you. Anyway, slamming tune is what we're going to finish with. I'll see you back next week. Thank you.
And, you know, Dutch are taking over, you know.
Yes.